Hello, everybody. Welcome back to MtG Flashback.
Magic.
Yeah, magic. Like you said. So anyway, last week I think I asked for 210 votes. And, you know, I thought that was a pretty conservative thing. And it turns out we actually got, at the time of filming, 364. So
that's a little higher than
a little higher than I was thinking. So I'm thinking next week maybe let's try for 400. Why not?
Yeah.
Balls to the wall. So anyway, the results, Red Green Tron was in last place with 39 votes, so it gets the boot. And it's too bad because Red Green Christmas, you know.
Yeah.
You think people would have a little more festiveness
than Christmas Tron.
Exactly, Christmas Tron. Living End with 58 votes, Merfolk with 87 votes, and somehow it pulled it off, Demigod Dredge with 180 votes.
So many votes.
That's insane.
Almost 100 over the next place.
Yeah. So, I guess Demigod Dredge finally gets his day in the sun after getting second place every single time. So next week, your options are going to be Merfolk, Living End, Blue-White Control, and Boggles. Bogles.
Bogles.
Bogles. That's a fun thing to say.
It's fun.
So, those are all there. Vote in the straw poll link. And game one. Gonna show my hands. So this deck, for any of you who hadn't seen the original video, is much slower than the Dredge decks that are going around right now, but we wanted to remain true to what it did. So, go ahead.
And of course, Puresteel Paladin does what Puresteel Paladin does, which is shenanigans.
Okay, so I get to go first since Challenger deck.
Yes.
Gonna play a Catacombs. I'm gonna crack that Catacombs to go find a swamp, and I'm gonna cast Inquisition of Kozilek. So let's see what shenanigans you were referring to.
Plains.
So far, not very shenanigans.
Mesa. Glinthawk.
Oh, that's a new one we haven't
Mox
seen.
Opal. Serum Visions. And Puresteel Paladin.
Yeah, I wonder what I'm... Yeah, get out of there. Do you...
Draw for turn. Arid Mesa. Crack. Going to 17.
Suppose I could move this. Yoink.
Going to find a Hallowed Fountain. Eventually.
Oh, that's why you're going to 17. I'm like, apparently you can't math, but yeah. I forget that you go straight from that step to this step.
Yes. Just gotta bolt yourself at the start of the game.
Sure.
And a Serum Visions.
Yep. Pretty classic turn one play.
Draw. Scry. One on top, one on the bottom. Actually, you know what? Both on the bottom.
Yeah.
Entrego.
Gonna have a pretty big graveyard in this deck, so I gotta figure out how to best utilize my real estate. Play a Verdant Catacombs, and I'll pass the turn.
Untap. Draw for turn. Plains.
Yep.
Mox Opal.
Mm-hmm.
And a Glinthawk, returning the Mox Opal.
Hey, look at that.
Entrego.
Crack the Catacombs, going to 18. And I think I'll fetch soon as I find it. There's only 2 in the deck, so. There. Almost right at the top. Overgrown Tomb, tapped. Tapped. Untap. Draw a card since I don't have any dredgers. Well, that's interesting, I guess. It's not the worst.
Could be a thing.
Could be a thing. Could not be a thing. You never know. I'm gonna play a tapped Overgrown Tomb. Pass turn.
Exciting.
Very exciting game so far.
Draw for turn. Plains.
Yosh.
Attack you for 2.
16.
And then we're going to play in a Quarter Shield,
Yeah?
the Spider Silk Net, and a Mox Opal.
Ooh.
And go for a bit of a Paradoxical Outcome.
You got it.
Turning these 4.
Ooh, even the Glinthawk.
Drawing 4 cards.
I think you're gonna have to discard. Well, I guess you could replay all that junk for no value.
I think a Spider Silk Net,
Yep.
and a Quarter Shield,
Yep.
a Mox,
Yep.
Glinthawk,
Yep.
a Mox.
Yep. Should I be keeping
And a bit of
track
sleight of hand.
Should I be keeping track of Storm
I
Cannon
don't
here?
think so.
Yeah, I don't think I should.
We're going to put this in our hand, and this on the bottom. Enter go.
Unzap. Still nothing to dredge. Draw a card. That's not terrible. But I think I have to pass the turn. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Untap. Draw for turn. Attack you for 2.
14.
Paradise Mantle.
Yep.
Kite Shield.
Yep.
Spider Silk Net.
Yep. Ah, another one? Okay.
Paradoxical Outcome.
Yep.
This time, we've got 7 things.
Oh, just no big deal. Just pay 4 mana, draw 7 cards. Really 3 mana, because you get the opal mana back.
Yes. Okay. So now we can go for Mox Opal,
Yep.
Paradise Mantle, and
Yep.
Quarter Shield. We might want to be
Might want
counting
to keep
Storm
track.
Tower.
Okay, so
1,
2, 3, 4 currently. Is that right?
I think I cast 3 0 drops before the Paradoxical Outcome.
You did?
Yes.
That wasn't last turn?
No.
Okay,
I only played the minimum I needed to reactivate the Mox Opal.
sure. Okay, 7.
And
Odds are, if you're going for
Glinthawk.
Storm, it's not going to matter, so. Where'd you get the mana? Or you tapped the
Yeah,
opal
tap,
for that.
mana.
Yeah. Okay.
Glinthawk.
10, 11. Assuming you replay it.
Spider Silk Net.
12,
Spider Silk Net.
13,
Kite Shield.
14,
Bone Saw.
15,
Bone Saw.
16.
And you were at 14.
I'm at 14.
Plains. Grape Shot you.
Yeah. Wasn't expecting that.
No, I wasn't really expecting that either, but it somehow worked.
So
Double Paradoxical Outcome.
okay, so let me show you a play that I was considering, but I felt I should probably save this for a Puresteel Paladin or something that would actually kill me. When you played Glinthawk, I had an opportunity to abrupt decay the Mox Opal, and then you'd have to sacrifice the Glinthawk.
Well,
because you wouldn't.
yeah.
Well, you didn't have anything else in play.
No, I did, because otherwise I couldn't tap it. So I would have the...
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I
Yeah,
guess.
I played 2 in order to be able to tap this.
Yeah, I guess it wouldn't have mattered then.
So we wouldn't have been able to kill the...
Sure.
But you would have turned off the...
Oh yeah, because it doesn't target. You would have
turned
Well,
off the
anyway,
red mana.
yeah, you got me in a very weird way. So you didn't even need a Puresteel Paladin,
No.
and yet you somehow pulled that off. Weird. Okay, so we'll go to sideboards now. Alrighty, sideboards. So, for me, basically, my strategy here, even though that last game was like the weirdest thing ever and it completely played around any creature removal, presumably you need creatures to win the game.
Generally speaking,
unless you somehow pull that off again. So, instant speed removal is pretty good. Thoughtseize is good because it can get rid of Puresteel before you can play
Paradoxical.
And Paradoxical, yes. Which
Inquisition
cannot hit. So those two for sure. And probably Beast Within also, because instant speed's a lot better than sorcery speed. Because if you already have the creature in play,
I'm going to start dumping whatever it is.
Yeah, it would seem very stupid to just play like a Puresteel for no value at all. So I think bring in these three. So I'm going to find out what to take out. Go ahead and explain what you're going to do.
Yeah, my sideboard. We're keeping the sideboards the same. As was mentioned in the comments, Wear and Tear would have been better than Disenchant, but since we're keeping it the same, then I can't really change it now.
I actually don't think it would, honestly. Because the difference is, like, that can hit artifacts and enchantments for 2. The other one, to hit an artifact, you're going to need mana, and you only have, like, three sources of it?
Well, I have the Sacred Foundry and enough ways to fetch that it's not horrible, but...
I don't know. And that one has a fat man on it, so it's much better.
Yeah, and this one does have a fat man on it.
I think it's close enough that it doesn't really matter, honestly. Like, I don't think Wear Tear is so much better that it's completely wrong to play Disenchant over it.
But yeah, for this matchup, Path to Exile, I don't think it's good enough. Edge Champion, we don't need to really worry about that. Disenchants, he has nothing that I'd target with this. Timely Reinforcements, he's a slower deck too, so that doesn't matter. No artifacts on his side, so we don't need to replace or retract with Hercules. Spell Pierce, there's not many spells that you'd want to target with Spell Pierce. And then for, Graveyard Hate, we have Rest in Peace and Grafdigger's Cage, which are kind of obvious. Stops most of his plans. And as for what we're taking out, probably the Glinthawks, even though they apparently were quite all-star. And a Kite Shield, because it's the most boring of the 0-mana equipments.
Oh, it's right at the top. So for me, like I said, I was putting in those 3, and I'm basically just taking out 3 5-drops, because 5 drops against a deck that wins before turn 5 is kind of suspect. Plus, they don't do a ton. I mean, these are okay to get you like a Demigod back so you can cast it and get your other ones, and Worm Harvest just kind of works with the deck. But
yeah, Worm Harvest, since you're loaming every turn, may as well
but,
turn those into worms.
5 mana versus 1, 2, 3. Seems like a no-brainer. So we'll see you in Game 2. Alrighty, Game 2. Show my hands. These have a sweet interaction. That's what I got. Doesn't really seem like much of a dredge hand, but we'll see. Go ahead.
And I've got... those.
You might as well leave them out, because I'm going to go Urborg and Inquisition. Oh. So you got a lot of redundancy there.
I got a lot of redundancy to just find things.
Yeah.
And I gotta hope I find things before those run out.
Plating is definitely the scariest. Because you can win with just like a giant plating attack.
Yes.
So I think I'm going to take plating. Simply because taking one of these doesn't really get me anywhere.
No, not really.
Go.
Draw for turn. Flooded Strand, crack. We're going to go all the way to 17 again for Hallowed Fountain.
You really like that Hallowed Fountain.
It is the only way this deck can fetch blue.
No, I mean that one specifically.
Well, I mean, we got it, so we got to play it.
Exactly.
It's beautiful.
It was very nice.
It's going to cast the Serum Visions for him.
Yup.
So, draw a card.
1 down, 2 to go.
And... well, I think we Keep that one on top and bottom that one. Enter go.
Untap. Draw a card. Don't have any dredgers. Gonna play a gemstone mine. This is what I was talking about with, like, it has a sweet interaction. So if I need to tap this for something other than black, I remove a counter, but if I just want black, I can tap it as a swamp with Airborne, which is sweet.
Or you could still tap it and remove a counter.
I'm not gonna, no.
In the off chance that you just want to loan it back. That's basically like the only time.
Yeah.
Untap. Draw for turn. Sacred Foundry untapped. Doing all your work for you.
Apparently.
And a Puresteel Paladin.
Nice.
And a Bonesaw?
Victim of night in response, and I'm pretty sure that's not a vampire, werewolf, or zombie.
No, it is a human knight. So he is dead. That is Bonesaw. Sure go.
Untap. Draw a card. Oh, that's... Yeah, that's a thing. Cards? 4?
4.
And I know 2 of them. I think I should know 3 of them. Now let's see anyway. Thoughtseize you. Going 18.
Well, there's a new Retract. There's this pair of Sleight of Hands. And then there's another Cranial Plate.
Oh my god. Okay.
And I will mention, I think this list only has 2 Cranial Platings. But Retract might be scarier.
Retract is scary?
I mean, I don't have a lot of equipment to go with it at the moment.
It's true.
But the Sleight of Hands can
it's definitely between these two.
Yeah, it's definitely the new cards.
And I think if you land a Cranial Plating, I'm in more trouble than if you just draw a bunch of... Because you're going to draw a bunch of 0 drops. That's what the deck does.
Yeah, that's like 30% of the deck.
I think I'm going to take the Plating. And... You know what? Screw it. Let's take the Retract too. 14. Pass the turn.
It's all gone. Untap.
That could be wrong.
Draw for turn.
We'll see.
Sleight of Hand.
Yep.
We will take this one and put this one on the bottom. And then we will play a Grafdigger's Cage.
Oh! Okay. That was pretty good.
That was a pretty good find, yes.
Draw a card.
I mean, it doesn't stop dredging, it just stops the demigods from coming out.
Or Haunted Dead, or
Haunted Dead.
Any retrace spells. Pass turn.
Untap. Draw for turn. Sleight of Hand. We'll take this one, put this on the bottom, and we will play an Inventor's Fair.
Yep.
Enter go.
Draw a card. Well, that's fine. Let's see. Let's go for Llanowar Wastes.
Which can tap for black for free.
Yeah. Okay, so I can't cast cards in my graveyard or libraries, and creatures can't enter from graveyards or libraries.
Oh yeah, you can't cast cards in libraries. No Panglacial
No
Worms.
Panglacial Worming for me. No way.
I always forget that that's a card.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna remove a counter on one of these and tap the rest for black. And cast a Gerard's Orders.
Ooh.
Which, against this, is not great, but I still can do this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't get much value off of it.
Yes.
So I
This
search...
puts it in your hand, out onto the field.
Yeah. So I search for two creature
creatures.
cards, put one in my hand, the other into my graveyard. So what do I actually want? think these two. Normally you get 2 demigods, keep one in your hand, put one in your graveyard, but since they can't enter, I think these would be the ones that I take. And then obviously I'm going to have Tasker in my hand and Grave Troll in my graveyard.
Yeah.
And I'll pass turn.
Untap. Upkeep, I only have 2 artifacts, no life for me. Draw for turn. I can go for
Mentor?
Mentor.
Yep.
And a Spider Silk Net.
Yep.
And your go.
Okay. Dredge Grave Troll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those were 4.
I mean, if you have a life from the loam, there's a few ghost quarters.
It's true, but I think a life from the loam, recurring a ghost quarter to try and keep you off mana is useless against a mentor in play and active.
That is true.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, he's not in play.
He's not in play.
And even if he was, he'd die immediately because he has 0 counters.
There's no other creatures in the graveyard to go with them. I mean, that's one way to get him in the graveyard, I guess.
It's true. So... yeah, I guess Tasker. And I'll remove basically all these spells. Except for maybe... Victim of the Night. Just in case.
Just in case.
So I think these 5.
You got a 4/5.
I have a 4/5. But you have an army and a can, probably.
1 card in hand.
Pass the turn.
Untap.
Well, I know it's not
Upkeep.
retract.
I got 3 artifacts finally.
You do.
16. Draw for turn. I mean, that kind of helps me. Here's a bone saw.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know why I'm going for my life. Monk is what I was aiming for.
Yep.
And prowess triggers on these guys.
Yep.
You're 4/5, though. Equip the planes. Or
Equip the planes.
play the plane.
Yeah.
Equip Spider Silk Net. So now Monastery Mentor is a 3/5 at the moment.
Yep.
And then equip the Bone Saws.
Yep.
So I have a 5/5 Mentor.
Yep.
And I will attack for 5.
Gonna take it.
Enter go.
Okay.
Now it's a 4/4.
Draw a card, because I don't have any dredgers. That's disappointing. Not sure what I'm gonna do here. I suppose I could activate Tasker. That's not very good.
That is instant speed too, so.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no cards in hand.
Debating
so
what my options are.
it just depends on what's on top, whether Monastery Mentor can actually attack in or not.
Or... okay. This is not a very profitable race, but we'll try it. Play Ghost Quarter, tap all these for black. Demigod of Revenge for no value at all.
Yeah, it's a 5/4.
But it does have haste and flying.
It does have flying haste.
So I'll attack you for 5.
Go
Although
to
I'm pretty sure this gives reach. So, yeah, it does.
It does give reach. But
Go.
to get it to be able to block,
Yeah.
if I have to block with Monastery Mentor, which is probably the only one that's going to be strong enough to kill it. Unless this is a Bone Saw.
Or retract.
I guess I go to 12 from that.
Anything, basically.
And so you got my cranial platings. So I'm going to move Spider Silk Net over to a monk.
Yep.
And I'm going to play a plains.
Yep.
Enter go.
Hey! Look at that. Untap. Still no dredgers. Draw a card. That's fine, I suppose. So it's a 1/4, right?
No, it's a 1/3.
1/3. Okay. A lot of them give +3 toughness,
Yes.
so I wasn't sure. Attack for 5.
Yeah, I'll block this one.
Okay. And then I will play... Tap this one. I don't know. Just all for black. Why not? Do it this way, then. Not that it really matters. For a Haunted Dead.
Oh, yeah.
So he actually comes in untapped, because I'm not doing it from a graveyard. Not that I could anyway. And he gets a Spirit. Pass the turn.
Untap.
Might be able to claw my way into this.
Upkeep, gain a life. Draw for turn. I mean, it's a spell. Serum Visions.
Yep.
So-
Pumpity pump.
Pump. Draw a card. One on top, one on the bottom. And a Paradise Mantle.
Yep.
Pump again.
Yep.
Equip Spider Silk Net to Mentor.
So how big is this now?
So Mentor's got 2 pumps, so it's 4. So it's a 6/6 at the moment.
6/6. Okay.
But you have enough power to kill it.
It's true. Basically trade for a Tassiger. Or a Haunted Dead.
Ah, yes, I guess I should have
Monked.
monked
Yeah.
too. And
Did you take the damage last time? How'd you gain...
I've been...
You gained 1 life, but did you take the 5 both times?
I blocked it the second time.
Oh, right, yeah, flying, yeah. Duh.
It's reach.
Buh.
And he's only a 3/3, so there's not really any point in him attacking. So I think we've just wasted the mana and equipping Spider Silk next. We're going to move it over to the monk now.
To the chumper.
Enter go.
Untap.
A 1/3 does defeat your 1/1 flyer.
No dreaders, so draw a card. It's not the worst. Let's see. So, I'm gonna play Forest. I'm going to...
The very pretty forest.
It is quite nice. I think I'm going to activate Tassiger right now.
Okay.
So I put top 2 cards in my library in a graveyard, then return a non-land card of an opponent's choice from my graveyard to my hand. Demigod and Demigod.
Oh!
So choose between these 3.
I think you can have is it the Japanese Demigod?
Yes.
Yeah, you can have that
I
one.
can have this one. Not Semidios della Venganza.
Semi Dios.
Still not great. Attack for 5.
Or do I want the monk? I want the monk, so I'll take it.
Okay.
Go to 8.
And... I think I'll also green on that. Cast Life from the Loam. Getting back these 3 lands.
Yep.
Pass the turn.
Untap. Upkeep. Go to 9. And draw for turn. Okay. I think if there's a... I think we just gotta go for it. So, a retract.
Storm 1.
So these 3 monks can attack. This one can't.
Yep. I mean, you really don't have to hit all that much.
Grafdigger's Cage.
2.
Bone Saw.
3.
Bone Saw.
4.
Paradise Mantle.
5.
Spider Silk Net.
6.
So, we can attack for 8. So 8, 7, 7, 7.
Okay. So, have to block 3, obviously. Hmm. And then you just equip. You have 1 net?
Yes.
1 net. So you block 1 demigod. Take 5. And then I die on the backswing. I think that's pretty much right, but there's nothing else I can do. So I'll block 3. Doesn't really matter, they're all going to die anyway. And I'll take 7.
And equip Spider Silk Net to a monk. Enter go.
Okay, so if I dredge, then that's just that. So I can't dredge. So I have to basically draw a removal spell. That's my only out. And I don't think I've hit that many. I just had that Victim of Night that I used. So I'm going to draw, and this has to be a removal spell or I lose on the backswing. That is not a removal spell. That is a Grisly Salvage, which also will not do it. But I guess we can cast it. So I'll do that. Reveal my top 5.
Find you.
Of course. There they all are
There
in a
they
clump.
all are.
And I can't fetch one. Creature or land. Eternal Witness. So that goes go to my graveyard.
Fortunately, you can't cast that and the Abrupt Decay and the Demigod.
No. I mean, I can kill that and get in for 5, but that's not enough. Play Swamp. Yeah, this kind of sucks. Yeah. Tap those for greens. Take a life. Cast Eternal Witness. Get back. Abrupt Decay. It's almost merit to like... I wonder if I had access to more mana, I wonder if it's better to just take out the cage and then do a bunch of stuff. Probably would have been. But doesn't really matter now. Abrupt Decay. The monk.
Or the Spider Silk Net.
No, I think the monk. And
Either way, you can
get in for 5.
go to 4.
And that's the best I got. So, go ahead.
Untap. Upkeep, go to 5.
It was a valiant effort, but that one sideboard card just turned off my entire game plan.
And
Aren't you people glad that we play with sideboards now? Doesn't that make you happy?
swing.
Isn't this entertaining? Yeah, I'll take it all. Why not? Alright, so that was that. Demigod Dredge got its day in the sun. It's a very short day.
Yeah, it wasn't a very long day, was it?
No. And we will see you next week, where Puresteel Paladin will take on either Merfolk, Living End, Blue-White Control, or Bogles.
Bogles.
Vote in the thing.
Bogles.
See you then.